Hi guys, welcome to the Fashionpreneur Talk with Itana Styling podcast. How are you? How is your fashion business? If you don't know me, my name is Sandra. I am a fashion stylist and a fashion business consultant. And this podcast is about having genuine conversations about fashion entrepreneurship and getting your questions answered. So if you have any questions at all, email me at info@gitanastyling.com. Gitana is Gitana styling.com, or I will leave a link below for you. Okay. I also want to invite you to hang out with us inside our free Facebook group, the Fashion Entrepreneur Club Hangout. In there, we host events, we answer questions, we share resources, so you're always super invited. Now, if you need some organization and focus in your fashion business, I invite you to check out our Etsy shop with workbooks and planners for your fashion business. If you want support and guidance with these planners, I encourage you to join our online subscription, which is the Planner Club. Every month you get a new planner and you get our support and community. And also, if you want more guidance, more support, I invite you to check out our online program. The Fashion Business Online Incubator is 10 weeks with me. We work on your brand, so you get to know your brand, build your brand, and market it successfully. So I'll leave links below to all of that stuff in case that you're interested. And let's get started with the podcast, okay? Hey guys, welcome to this episode where we are going to talk about how active are you in your online store. Now, a lot of people in the e-commerce industry, when it comes to your online store, they talk about how active is your store, or what are your stats like, how is your traffic doing, how many visitors do you have, how long do they stay on each page, and things like that, right? And we can take a lot of different actions and put a lot of effort into figuring out these things, but at the end of the day, it's up to the customer or the potential customer to stay on that page, to make a purchase, to sign up to a newsletter, or whatever it may be, right? So I like to put the emphasis or the focus on me, because I can control myself and I can control what I can do, right, to make sure that I reach my goals or my numbers, right? So instead of thinking about, how's my traffic and how many visits and all of that stuff, which is good to know, what's going on and put effort into that, I want to focus on what I can do, me, what I can do to stay active in my online store to make sure that I reach my goals, okay? So this is what we're going to dive in today. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what does it mean to be active in your store, right? When we go to work every day, right, on a 9 to 5, you show up, you do your work. Sometimes you do your extra work, right? You stay even later and then you go home. When people have an online store, though, a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs that I work with, they put a lot of effort in the beginning stages, which are first the research, finding out which platform they're going to use, asking around, perhaps meeting with different representatives to tell them, what are the different things, the different features and all of that stuff, right? A lot of people spend a lot of time on that. Then there's that learning curve, or figuring out, how does this work? How do I set it up? Or maybe you hire someone and you learn through them, like, oh, now we're doing this, now we're doing that, now we encounter a problem with this, and now we're going to do that, right? So that learning curve also takes a lot of time. And then the setting up of the store itself, right? Like uploading the products, making sure that the branding is good and all of that stuff. But then once they reach that point that the online store is ready to go, they kind of forget that they still have to put energy day in and day out to keep growing, to keep improving, and to bring people in, right? So a lot of people, again, they put a lot of effort in the research, in the learning, and the setting up part of the journey, right? And then instead of staying active, they become inactive, and then they just expect this beautiful, amazing store to work on its own, to live on its own, right? To bring the sales, to bring the customers. And what I want to share with you today here is some tips so you're able to stay active, to make sure that as you go, you went through those stages, you continue to grow, evolve, and show up in your work, in your business every day, right? Even if it's a small action, because the benefit of being online, right? Going back to the 9 to 5 example, in the 9 to 5, you perhaps have to be there the whole day, extra hours and more, right? But when it comes with the online store, because you did a lot of the setup before, right? Then the work that you have to continue to do might be smaller, tasks. It might not take as long as before, but you still have to show up and do it daily, right? To keep this beautiful thing that you have built growing, improving, and help you achieve the goals that you have. So my first thing that I recommend is you have to continue learning. Okay, so whether you're in a class or in a group or you follow a mentor, you have to continue to learn, how to market the store or how to improve the store or whatever it is, how to make sure that you're using the software in the best way possible. You have to continue to learn because that's going to guarantee that you stay active in that store, right? The second thing is you need to take daily action. Like I said before, even if it's a small action, you have to do it. You have to show up every day. There's something called the algorithm, right? Working behind the scenes in the internet, in social media, right? And we have to put that effort in. We have to put that energy in. And I recommend that to do that daily, even if it's a small action. Okay. Then the third thing you need to do is you need to bring traffic to it. Like if you have a brick and mortar store and you're in the mall, let's say, at least you have foot traffic, right? Still, you have to, tell people about the store and perhaps give out coupons and tell them about the address and everything. But at least you have this traffic in front of it that you count with. But when you're in the internet, no one knows where you are. You have to be very direct and bring people in from wherever they are in the internet, wherever they're hanging out, bring them directly to your store, okay? Because they don't know where it is located, right? After a while, when they know your brand and all of that stuff. But you have to consistently bring that traffic in to make sure that the store is active and that you stay active, right? The fourth thing is you need to create brand awareness or store awareness, right? No one knows about your brand. No one knows what you stand for. No one knows what your products are about. It is your job to tell them about it. Hey, I have this store online. This is what we're all about. These are the products that we have. You have to inspire them, right? To get them excited about stuff, right? So it is your job to work on that brand awareness day in and day out. And my last thing is you also have to keep things interesting, okay? You have to, once you put together your store and you have your products and everything, you have to update information. You have to update products or get rid of some that don't work and include new collections or have limited edition pieces or have sales or have special events or give out coupons. You have to keep things interesting to keep people coming in, right? Because if not, it's people think that it's always there or they don't even know it's there, right? And they don't participate, right? So there are many things that you can do, right, to stay active in the store. But if at least you do these 5 things consistently, right, during your week, you're going to make sure that you stay active, okay? So let's do a fast recap, okay? First thing, you have to continue learning. Join a class, join a community, follow a mentor, learn every day what you can do to improve that store and stay active, okay? Number 2, you need to take daily action. No matter what happens, you can't go throughout the day without taking an action in your store, showing up, making changes, doing something to make sure that you're staying active. Number 3, you need to bring traffic to it. Remember, no one knows the address of your store. At some point, hopefully, right, they're going to know your website and they're going to go directly to it. But while we get to that point, right, you have to bring the traffic in. And even if you reach that place, right, where everybody knows your brand and they know where you are, you still want to show up in people's lives and, make it easy, super easy for them to bring them to your store. right? To have that link to bring them to the store. Then number 4, you need to create that brand awareness or product awareness or store awareness so people know who you are, what you stand for, what you sell, right? And number 5, you have to keep it interesting. Do events, do collaborations, do special sales, do limited edition products, right? Things like that to keep people engaged, right? So let me know in which area you feel like you need more support, or where you're spending most of your time and maybe you are rejecting other things, right? And I want to take this opportunity to invite you, because we are going to have actually a free challenge this November, and we start November 1st, and we are going to call it the 30-day online store challenge. So if you are a fashion entrepreneur who perhaps sells merchandise, maybe clothing, maybe accessories, shoes, jewelry, right? Or maybe you have digital products and you sell PDFs or coaching programs or online courses, right? Or you sell products, or you sell services. Maybe you do lashes, or you are a personal stylist and have programs where you offer different services around that, right? Whoever you are, whatever you sell, if you have that online store, you are welcome to join us. Every day, we're going to take at least a small action to make sure that you stay active in your store. Okay, so I invite you first so you learn what you can do daily, right, to improve everything in your store. Number 2, to stay accountable, because we're going to be in a group setting and we're going to push you to take that action, to remind you. We're even going to tell you the tasks to make it super easy. And 3, also to create a habit to change your lifestyle, right? Because if you do have an online store, shouldn't it be all around about the online store and making sure, right, that you're growing it and you're staying active in it? So again, if you're interested, it's a completely free challenge and you can sign up below. We start November 1st, but before that, of course, I want to share tips and I want to get to know your store. Also tell me, what you're selling, what you're doing, if you have any questions. So throughout the challenge, I make sure that I answer them. So I'll leave links below to that. I hope that you found this video helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll see you guys in our next episode. Okay? Bye, guys.